Hey y'all, so
Hey.
Lincoln Drive, what's up? We're back at it. It's your girl Asia Black.
Melissa Quinones?
And Deb Hall, y'all already know who that is. Y'all miss me?
No.
Oh, I'm talking to my listeners, not you, Melissa. Come on.
You
Y'all
don't have to
always
say
beefing.
something.
Yeah, we have a special guest today too. TC Uno is in the building, Lincoln.
Yeah.
They in the building, he in the building. Bring that drum down, bring that mic down.
Okay,
But,
you don't want me on yet.
But before we have our interview, we have to talk about our topics. Paula Patton and Robin Thicke reunited.
Or no.
Or no.
Or no.
Right.
That's how we say it. Or no.
Or no.
Yeah, I don't sound right saying it like that, so I was about to say or no.
What's your thoughts on that? Like, you know.
I want them back together.
Yeah,
I
me
want
too.
them back together. My goodness.
Reunited and it feels so good. I wonder if you sung that to her.
I doubt it.
I mean, he was singing all over the country talking about I want you back, this, that, and the third.
He definitely has. But
Well-
it's good for the kid too.
Oh,
because the
yeah.
child's involved, so.
Right.
I agree.
It's not a rumor either because you know, they had pictures together being seen, and you know, I feel like they meant for one another. They've been married for so many years, and you know, once you be apart from someone that you're accustomed to being with, you know, it's kind of hard for you to move on, despite rumors and despite your feelings drifting away. You know, that person knows you best, just like you know the other person best. So, just like y'all said, they got a child, so. You know, hopefully they work out. I don't like to see marriages being split anyway because they
Right.
got married for a reason.
Right.
So,
And then, besides the marriage aspect of it, they've known each other for so long.
Oh yeah, they grew up together.
Yeah, I think she's significantly older than him.
Mm.
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's nice.
Items being sold from Paul Walker's belongings from the car crash.
This is so sad. I don't like this.
Yeah, and yeah, they're actually auctioning off his belongings from the accident. So I don't understand why people would want that, just because that's something sad and negative. Like, would you always want to be reminded of it when you look at it?
Right.
I don't
So
know.
that's a little
That's kind of
sketchy to
and
me.
it's creepy. Like let's be real.
He's famous though. You gotta remember that too. People are gonna buy his things just based off the strengths. Like, hey, that's Paul Walker. I have Paul Walker's painting hanging in my whatever. Like
His sunglasses.
sunglasses on my desk.
Fire
whatever.
extinguisher. Like what?
Yeah, like
Right, yeah.
What are you doing? Like, and then on top of that, these things might be going for $2,000. Like, you be like, all right, it's a regular fire extinguisher. It probably costs about $50 in Walmart, or
it's been
Home
in your
Depot.
house. You know, you move in, there's a fire extinguisher. Come on.
Yeah, what
Right.
makes this so different? Like, you
It's
know,
Paul Walker. That's what makes it different.
I understand that, but you got people that's like that. I'm like, what?
Right,
Like,
Yeah, social relationship.
I don't know. But after this break, we're gonna interview the musical papa. I promise I wasn't gonna say it,
You
but
did, but you said
I
it.
said it. TC Uno is in the building, Lincoln. Y'all know. Right after this break, the Lincoln Drive.
Ooh, I like how we sound.
Yeah,
That
let's
sounds
go.
good.
Hey.
Hey.
And we're back. That song was in the Lion King.
It definitely was.
Speaking of song, we have an artist in here.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. And what is his name?
What is
Go
it?
ahead, Devin.
Oh, that-
What?
TC Uno, that's his name.
It's so hard for me to remember that because I know him by Ashton.
Welcome to the Lincoln Drive today. How you doing?
Appreciate it. Thank you. How y'all doing?
I'm
Yeah,
good.
right.
Good.
You feeling cool?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Oh man, you just dropped your 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
I see it was added February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Was this a
With a little present or no?
Little present. Show some love.
All right.
Check this out.
All right. It's your second mixtape.
Yeah, second mixtape.
How did it feel releasing it?
I think this one was just on some. I just need to put something out there. You know, after putting out Fly Life Volume 1, I started getting a little more attention added to myself.
Okay.
So I was like, I feel as though I need to drop something. I wasn't gonna drop another Fly Life
Right.
because I felt as though it wasn't the time to drop another Fly Life. I just had to, you know, put another mixtape out. You know,
Right.
just something to listen to.
Right. Right. Y'all can find it on deadpiff.com too.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, Mile High Boys.
Mile Long.
Mile Long, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mile Long Boys. I'm
Yes,
sorry
sir.
about that.
Uh-huh.
I know y'all had a concert here
Uh-huh.
about last year, March 9th,
Yeah, March 9th.
with DJ Diamond Cuts.
Oh, yeah.
How was that experience?
I mean, that was like an experience, you know, like no other because, you know, that was our first, like, big joint, especially we had just got signed around that time. So that was, you know, that was crazy. And then to have someone like Diamond Cuts, you know, and her statue and, like, the things
What?
that she's done,
Mm-hmm.
you know, ready to co-sign us and just come up here and do a show with us was crazy.
Right, I would have been hyped. I love DJ Diamond.
DJ
Right,
Diamond
that
Cuts.
was definitely a highlight.
That was that's if she's not anymore, she was Nicki Minaj DJ. Just to let y'all know that.
She was.
And speaking of you being signed, who were you signed to, or who were you signed to?
We were signed to a label called Smoke Tree Records.
Smoke Tree
You know,
Records.
it was an independent label right out of New York, so that's what we were signed to. But we left that deal, and you know, things
Moving on,
happened.
bigger, better ventures.
Right.
Exactly. So
What's the reason behind your name? Like, why Musical Papa?
the Musical Papa is not my name. My stage name is TC Uno, but the Musical Papa just came like just being in the studio with David Rush. He signed a Pitbull, and back in like 2007, we had did a song for Against All Odds, the clothing store,
Mm-hmm.
and he was doing like the intro for us, and he was like, in Panama we call him TC Uno. And then it was like, oh man, that's the Musical Papa right there. That's the Papa. So then, you know, it just stuck and
That's
just, I just went back with it. So
Solid. So since you said it's the Mile Long Boys, right?
yeah, mom.
Mile Long Boys. You know, I noticed you had a couple songs with them. Did y'all have a collaboration mixtape before?
Oh yeah, we had two, The Long Way Home and Walk a Mile in Our Shoes. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I noticed that you dropped 2 solo tapes. Are you focused on like going your solo direction, or are you still working with your boys?
Oh yeah, I'm still working with the team. That's always we plan to drop something in the summer.
I like y'all music. I heard some of y'all stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, everybody was, you know, as you just because you in a group don't mean you always got to do everything as a group. You know what I mean?
Right.
At the end of the day, everyone is creative in their own lane, but we can still come together as a group and still make that group music. So,
Right.
you know, everybody doing their little solo thing, but at the end of the day, it's still Mile Long Boys. That's the main.
I respect it. I was listening to your mixtape, and I noticed you said the Garden State Warriors instead of the Golden State Warriors. You know, New Jersey, the Garden State. What's up with that?
Garden State, you know, NJ all day. 8 to 9 Garden State Warriors.
Okay, you just better rap.
So, you good? Okay. Let's talk about time is money, a rule that you live by. What is that rule? Like, why is that a rule?
Time is money. It's the most important thing. It's something you really just can't get back. You know what I mean? Once once I could just say something crazy from the other day, but at the end of the day, if I said that, I can't take that. I can't go back to what I said or take that time back. So time is like the most important thing.
All right, I could agree with that.
True. You know, I wanted you to notice, and I'm pretty sure you do know. It's not that many rappers that's underground that I know of besides battle rappers. You know, I watch battle rappers. You got Arsenal, Sue Surf.
Yeah.
You know the whole line go.
He from this Jersey.
Yeah, Newark, Auto. I'm pretty familiar with those battle rappers, but it's not that many mainstream rappers. Like besides Joe Budden, he's with Slaughterhouse, and
Another Jersey artist.
another Jersey artist. But I'm saying, what makes you different from these other artists? Cause you know these artists talk about gang banging and violence and money, clothes,
what
girls.
separates me is I don't talk about that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I'm happy you know.
You know what I mean? Just because you coming from that or you've been around that don't mean that's what you got to talk about all
Right.
the time. You know, I'm a from the lane that I've been in and the things that I've been able to accomplish. I've learned the negativity ain't gonna get me to another level.
Right.
You know what I mean? I gotta stay positive. I gotta do positive things. People like when I don't curse on songs.
Right.
That gets me more gigs. That gets me more things to do with myself, and it makes me more flexible to different lanes and different things to do. Like I
Right.
just did like some children's songs with Mr. Ray, who worked with like Bon Jovi and Errol Smith, like different lanes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That helped me out. So
That's what's
Yeah, that's
up, man.
definitely a good thing.
Well, when we come back, we're gonna get more into the mixtape 15 Minutes of Fame. And you know, like I said, if y'all still listening, y'all can go on that pip real quick on y'all mobile apps, y'all computers in the library. You know, we got slow Wi-Fi. But just go on there, type in TC Uno. You're gonna see 2 mixtapes pop up. You got Fire Life Volume 1, and you also have his newest mixtape, 15 Minutes of Fame, coming right back on Lincoln Drive.
Hey.
We are back.
TC Uno is still in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
He definitely is in here. Have y'all listened to his mixtape?
Mm-mm.
I didn't get the chance.
Well, all I know is y'all go on the library at Links and Hughes Library. Y'all click on Google Chrome or Internet Explorer. you'll probably see his face soon as you click the internet. You know, he's on everybody homepage to let you know that.
That's how we do it too, though.
Okay.
Yeah, we do that
Our
too.
clips are right up there.
Yeah, it definitely is. You see the mixtape. I know it's a lot of freestyles. You got Pound Cake, Made You Look, Trophies, a couple more songs. But do you have any original beats, like original songs, like a hook, chorus hook, like?
Oh yeah. I got
verse,
a couple of them. I mean, on the mixtape, I got Fame Goes, We Want It All, couple joints like that. But that was more so. 15 Minutes of Fame was on some. Remember the droughts?
Yeah, drop
Oh,
three.
yeah.
Drop
Some
three.
of Weezy's best work to me.
Yeah,
I
drop
was, I was trying to take that approach to the 15 Minutes of Fame on some. I wasn't making it a fly life. A fly life, I treat fly life more as though more time and more as an album. Not an album, but you know, I get more originals on the fly life. Whereas though 15 Minutes of Fame, okay, TC about to drop a mixtape, cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
Something to keep me relevant.
Right.
You know, to the fans, like something like that.
So, with the 15 Minutes of Fame, you really didn't put that much work into it. Like, you just like, I'm not saying you didn't put that much work into your craft, but it wasn't like as serious as you would take it for a Fly Life Volume 2. Like, so you saying the Fly Life is basically like an album,
Yeah.
and you're putting all your work into it. How long did it take you to make 15 Minutes of Fame?
I'll say it's solid month.
Not
I'll
bad.
say it's solid
I'm
month.
interested in
bad at
listening
all.
to it now. You can drop some of the titles and covers.
Yeah,
I wanna
Right.
listen.
it's not bad.
But a
actually.
mixtape is supposed to be like that anyway. You're supposed to show your
Yeah.
talent in that way and do a lot of freestyles just
Right.
to show people your creative side.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I can write too, but I can also spit some stuff, you know?
Exactly.
But what was like the driving force, you think, for most of your freestyles?
I like the beats. The beats
Yeah,
get me
like-
excited. So I already know, like, once I hear the beat, I'm like, oh man, this is
I'm
crazy.
gonna jump on
And a
it.
lot of the beats, I don't do beats that's out now. Like Trophies I did, but you know, I don't really touch a lot of beats that's out. Like I did, what's the beat from The Game and 50, This Is How We Do. I did Made You Look from Nas. I did the Wonderful beat from R. Kelly and Ashanti. Like I like to do throwback beats, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that had me feeling good back in the day that I really couldn't appreciate back then, but I appreciate now. So
Right. I respect that. Wreak Havoc, he appeared to be on your tape. I'm assuming he's a Mile Long boy.
yeah.
Why him on a lot of projects?
That's my brother, you know what I mean? Reek's a dope artist, you know what I mean? I know he's working on his project right now, and he's older than me, you know what I mean? So he sheds light on certain things that I do when I'm in the studio. He pushes me, you know. A lot of his metaphors and stuff is crazy, and you know what I mean? I can honestly say he's an inspiration of, you know what I mean, a lot of the stuff that I do.
Cool.
That's what I like to see. Two brothers helping each other out.
You know, ain't no crabs in the barrel over there.
Okay.
Exactly.
I respect it. How's the music coming along after you dropped your tape? It's been almost a month now since you dropped the tape.
Yeah, it's been almost a month. It's actually been doing better than I thought it would. You know, like the crazy thing is, I'm getting reached out from people from other countries.
Oh, that's
now,
great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
so
international.
That's the best part about it. You know what I mean? To hear people from like Japan, you know, just hitting you up like, hey, can I use your song for this? They asked for, I don't know if you heard the first mixtape, Love on the Corner. It's the first song on there. It's on Urban MTV out in London. So
Oh.
Making moves,
Yeah.
internationally
Oh,
known.
Ashton, I'm proud of you.
thank you. So
I respect that, man. Keep grinding, keep grinding. Speaking of your grinding, you saying you internationally known on the microphone. Any labels like contacting you, or y'all just taking an independent approach?
I mean, right now we taking an independent approach to things because it's like we making money off of it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you
That's
making-
the motive.
You know, at the end of the day, you know, a label is just basically to back you. You know
Right.
what I mean? And so, whatever they put out, you gonna pay right back. That's just at the end of
Oh
the day.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's a couple labels, like independent labels, that's definitely reached out to me. I know I always have a spot on their team, but right now, I'm doing pretty good for myself. So, I'm gonna keep that going until a bigger label or opportunity presents itself to me, and then I'll, you know, consider going to a label or something like that.
All right.
It's
Smart.
always good to be independent and have your independent label, mainly because it's like you have more creative liberty. Like you're
Exactly.
able to do what you want to do. With a label, it's like certain restrictions.
Money guzzlers.
Right.
That's one of the main reasons we, left the label. And you know what I mean, we started when we was like 13, 14. You know what I mean? We was youngins, and there was a label ready to sign us when we was like 13, 14, but at that time I don't think it was the right time. It's a crazy industry.
Oh yeah.
They'll try to make you be something that you're not,
Right.
and force you to do things that that ain't you. So
Look at Justin Bieber.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Yeah, but speaking of music, we don't want to leave without a quick 16 if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Y'all mind? Can you just turn that down a little bit? Lincoln, this is about to be our first freestyle on the show.
You heard it here.
We
On
have
the
someone
Lincoln Drive.
who rarely curses in his rap, so y'all about to be blessed through the headphones and through the speakers.
I'm gonna do something positive real quick.
Knock him out.
They say America is the home of the free,
Uh-huh.
but when crimes committed, this all lies on me. Why is all their opinions that the streets is our home, and if we got problems, we just resort with the chrome? But nah, they don't want to see that other side. But we don't need to sell drugs just to get ourselves a ride. I ain't trying to be a hypocrite or sound like a racist. It sounds so advanced when I'm just speaking the basics. Where the justice at? Was they under some kind of spell? Because there was no reason for 51 shots in bail. When Raheem yells at a teacher, he gets suspended for days. But when Charlie does it, he just going through a little phase. We're beating ourselves down with this kind of brutality and living in these fantasies instead of reality. We trying to get heard while praying and wishing, but you can't get heard without someone to listen.
Yes.
Oh.
That was the truth.
It was.
Okay.
And we thank you.
Thank
Thanks
y'all.
for that.
We thank you for actually bringing your talent to the show. Not just talking about your rap skills, but you actually displayed it on a microphone. So, microphone 5 in the Lincoln Drive Media Center has been blessed. So the next person that touches that microphone better spit some knowledge or spit facts. I appreciate you coming today.
Thank y'all for having me.
And you enjoy the rest of your day, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We about to go on a break. And we have BMA Maurice Myers talking about their farm upcoming next Monday, I believe. Justice or Just Us after this break. Lincoln Drive.
Hey.
And we are back. This is the Lincoln Drive.
It is the Lincoln Drive.
And we got an interview with BMA. We have Maurice Myers in the building.
How y'all doing? How
We
y'all
do. So you have an upcoming event, right?
doing? Yes, actually a forum called
Oh.
Justice or Just Us.
This is so interesting for us because we talk about this type of thing all the time on the show. So it's like,
Yeah,
we're excited.
it's real. I mean, it's
Okay.
real for young black men and women.
Mhm.
This topic, Justice or Just Us, we look to the authority to take care of us, but unfortunately for us, it's against us.
More
Oh,
policing
yes.
than protecting all
Yes.
day. I
Every
know.
day.
Definitely true.
So where did the title come from?
The title actually came from Kamal. He's another member in Black Men of America.
BMA.
Yeah, we talked
And
to
this
him
was
before.
his idea. Like, is it justice or is it just us as people? So we did the play on the words, and it came to life from there.
Right, wordplay, I see y'all.
Right, I really like that.
So, like you saying law enforcement, how they're doing too much policing
Mhm.
and everything. Are you tying back to Lincoln, or are you tying back to authorities across like different cities, like New
Both.
York, Philly, Kansas, DC? I got throw Kansas in the mix. I got throw Kansas in the mix. Like things like that. Like, how do you feel about that? Like,
It's all over because, unfortunately, for me personally, I never got into any type of situation with law enforcement until I got here. So for me, it was like, okay, I can live in the Bronx, New York, in the hood, the projects my whole life, and
Right.
never end up in any type of situation with authorities. But the moment I come to college, it kind of was just like, cops was on us. Like, it felt like I was back home.
Right.
Right.
We have public safety. They do rounds throughout our buildings like we're a prison,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not looking for anything besides weed,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
drugs, alcohol. They're looking to get us in. It's not people. It's not like, oh, we're trying to save people, help people, because people get robbed on this campus.
Right.
Nobody can tell you
And no
anything
one
that
can,
happens.
and nothing was done. Nothing ever gets done about these things. People get robbed on this campus all the time. Well, back then it was a lot deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And pub did nothing. But when they started stepping up was when it was like, oh, let's get them for weed and alcohol and things of those type of in that manner. So, it's like that back at home too. In the streets,
is.
people get killed all the time, but it's 100 brothers in jail for weed. But the people who are killing people are walking the streets every day.
freely.
Right. That's
Um,
definitely true.
I'm glad you actually touched bases on this public safety because not too long ago we was talking about public safety, but we didn't get into that with it. I feel like personally, this needs to be a forum. I think every student, listen, student Lincoln, don't talk to your friends amongst each other about what pub did to you or what pub not doing or what they're doing harassing. Go to this forum and you speak your mind. Not just on the air. That's why we have from here today. We want everyone to know about this type of forum. It's just us and just us. When is it?
It's on Monday.
Monday.
At 7 o'clock in Grimm Hall Auditorium. So please make sure you
be
guys
here sharp. Matter of fact, come at 6:30 so y'all can have all the seats available. Because I don't want y'all to be coming 7,
Packed out.
7,
Yeah.
10,
That's
7.
true.
Come on. Yeah,
You know what? That's something we have to talk about too, and it's also on the list too. Maybe it's a generational thing where it's like things like this we don't really pay attention to, or we have these conversations like you said within closed doors where it's
Right.
like, oh, 4 of us talking, I'm going to speak my mind about everything.
Exactly.
But we rarely make that decision to actually speak out about the problems that we're having. So
Right.
if you don't speak, nothing can be done.
That's right.
So come and educate yourself on certain topics. And it shouldn't be like somebody has to put Beyonce and Jay-Z on a poster
Cover,
for
right.
y'all to come.
Right.
When it has something to do with politics. Like, it shouldn't be like that. Like, go expand your minds. You're
Right.
at college for a reason. You're attending this university.
Right.
This is important.
The reason I feel this forum is important because a lot of people up here don't speak out because they don't know.
Or you're afraid.
Yeah, there you
You're
go.
afraid, but a lot more people, in all honesty, a lot more people up here don't know their rights. They don't know what's
They don't know
okay,
their rights.
what they can do, what they can't do. So I'm not about to speak out, and I don't know 100% what I'm talking about because a lot of times we look at these authorities like, oh, they're older than us, they're in this field, they know more. So if I say this, they can say this, and now my whole argument is shut down. So a lot of people feel that way a lot of times, like I'm not saying anything until I get the information, so you need to be here to get this information. So when
Exactly.
it gets to that point, no.
Well,
Right.
me personally, I don't like public safety. I'm gonna let that be known. I don't. I'm not gonna act like I do, because I don't. I'm not gonna say I hate all cops, because I don't hate all cops. Some people parents are cops. They ain't doing anything to it. Just act in the right behavior. But if you're not doing anything and they're looking for you to do something, and the suspicion comes your way, they're gonna arrest you for looking suspicious. It's not my fault that I have brown skin or black skin. Like, I have brown skin because I don't have black skin, just to let y'all know that.
Brown skin.
I want to school you on that. But let me get into depth with that. Like you said earlier, man, it pissed me off how they look for you to have something or look for you to do stuff. Like, when we came back from spring break, I lied to you not. Day 1 Sunday night. I'm walking into my building, about to go in my room, and who do I see? A whole SWAT unit.
Oh my God.
Of course, I'm exaggerating, but it was like
Exactly.
But they had a dog.
it was 5 pub officers with a dog sniffing
That's
doors
Mm-hmm.
throughout the night, and I'm like, yo, that's harassment, man. That's really harassment. Like, no one called public safety to say I'm in danger in LLC 3rd floor. Can you
Because-
please help me?
It's probably the routine checks that they're allowed to do, unfortunately.
But the thing is, though, Asia, why can't it be a routine check to see if doors are not broken into?
Oh yeah, amen.
Yeah.
I believe on that.
That's
That's real.
true.
Why do I have to be? Oh, I smell marijuana.
Oh yeah, say
I'm running. Here I come.
I'm locked out of my room 2 hours later.
We're pub.
If it's
Seriously.
anything.
I send the officer over there. He's not on the way. But if you say, oh, it's a party on the 3rd floor, new building. Oh, I hear all this music. Boom, boom, boom. Is there any liquor in here?
Exactly.
Like, what?
It's just because the priorities of this campus are just not on
Correct.
point. They're just not.
Like, what?
You
Like,
have public safety who will come to your room if they hear loud music, saying that, oh, we got a complaint about loud music. First of all, in all honesty, most people up here do not have public safety's number.
right.
Right.
Some people don't even have the school's number. Like, they have to Google to find out how I'm gonna call financial aid to find out if I'm coming back. So I know you don't have pub number.
I'm one of them.
Right.
So it's already, it's harassment, and it's a lot of it going on. And although it did slow down, we have to acknowledge that it was at a point where it was crazy up here, where people were getting sent home. Like, at one point, it was a room that got, they were drinking and all that, and they sent them all home drunk. That happened, and we don't talk about it up here because it's like, oh, well, that's just somebody getting a judicial, because judicials are so normal for this stuff up here, and we don't even realize, okay, wait a minute, they were drinking, but you sent them all home drunk?
Drunk?
You made them
Right.
drive home drunk? That really happened.
Yeah, people don't think about that.
And no one says anything about it because everybody's just like, well, that ain't me. Until it's you, that's when you want to speak.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
And
true.
It shouldn't be like that.
that I'm not even gonna say what I'm gonna say the rest when I want to say it to your farm. But like I have a couple friends that have been like happen to like you got friends. I got friends from California. Matter of fact, you get sent home.
Where am I supposed to go? Like for people like me.
Like yeah,
Right,
like
right.
where are
Very
you really
true.
Where you
going?
going
Like,
right now?
Very
like
true.
where are you going? Are you okay? Let me hitch a cab and go to a hotel. I don't have any money to get a hotel. I'm in college right now.
You know what I heard they do though for like students that live far away? They'll put them on suspension inside their room,
Mhm.
kind of like house arrest.
Oh.
Ah.
They can't go to class, but it's kind of like for real. I'm on campus.
I'm
I
not-
think I'm going to class. I'm
Right.
going to the café to get food.
Right.
But there's no way they can even monitor that.
Yeah,
They
like
can't.
yeah, I don't get
They
it.
can't.
I
They got
don't get it.
broken
They pick
cameras.
and choose.
Yeah, they,
Oh
So-
yeah, let something get broken into, something stolen outside.
Nobody
You'll
knows
never
anything.
know.
cameras
They won't
broke.
tell you nothing.
Like I don't know. I understand that.
So do you think that it's because that it's a small campus is the reason why this is being done? Like, do you think it's so often because it's so small?
No.
No.
Not at all. I think it doesn't matter the size of the campus. It's the people on the campus and what the people will do. They notice that a lot of us don't know, and a lot of us are not going to speak up as they probably would have back then. When's the last time you seen anybody, picketing against something up here?
Oh, you're right.
That doesn't happen. So so they look at us like, you guys don't step up to anything. So okay, we can do whatever we want to you. And you're just gonna accept it. And that's exactly what happened.
And you know what the problem is? I don't think that we as students realize the level of power that we do hold on this university. Like,
Sign petitions. Get
right,
started.
do that because this is your university. Everybody that works at this university works for us.
Real talk.
Whether they think so or not. President Jennings works for us.
He's not president no more.
Anyway,
You know that.
anyways, moving along.
Rumor mill.
Moving
Shots
along.
fired, okay.
So, yes, like all these people work for us. Everybody, Dean Gooch, everybody, they all work for us. You need to do what's in the benefit for the students. If there's something that we don't like, you have to change it. I'm paying for it.
Mhm.
It's as simple as
You
that.
pay your bills. You
Well,
keep your lights on.
The touch on your question, do you think the campus is too small? Well, I came in class in 2009, and this is when all dorms was open. I mean, every
I
dorm.
remember,
Yeah.
even when I was
Yeah.
2010.
Yeah, you was here
It
all
was
dorms.
such
yeah.
a different environment. I'm telling
So
y'all, old
different. I
Lincoln.
miss it.
What?
Pub didn't harass
Everybody's
us.
scared to do anything now. I'm not even talking about liquor. Like, throw that out the
Listen,
wall. Okay,
right.
it doesn't exist anymore
We
because
need
we are not allowed to do
anything.
it. But it's
Right.
like, why do we have curfew? I am
Mm.
21 years old.
Mm.
I don't have curfew back home. Like,
Right.
it's more of a boarding school. Like I said this a million times, but yeah.
Before too, back in 09, there used to be an LLC actually. The first level of LLC was
Mhm.
only reserved for people that were 21 and over.
Yeah.
Right.
And that part you can drink because you're 21 and over. There's no reason why pub is knocking at your door talking about no liquor. Like,
Mhm.
that is a legal law. So are we making new laws right now on this campus that, so 21 and up, I still can't drink, so I can't walk? Like, I just don't understand. I think that we should go by the laws that were already stated, not campus laws.
And I
Like,
understand because of certain events that happen, students
Oh,
getting
yeah.
all crazy and wild. Okay, yes, we need some limitations. I think that's just what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. But at the end of the day, when is the limit too much? Like, when is it too far?
Yeah.
It's okay to say, well, we don't want you tumbling drunk down the, to you.
Mhm.
But at the same time, to tell somebody, no, there's people up here who are 25, 26. To tell them they can't drink, that's a grown man or woman.
That's true.
How you gonna tell them they can't drink? They haven't lived with their parents for years. Like, they haven't
Uh-huh.
had those rules for years. Now you're telling them they can't do something. And it's not, people sometimes get focused on liquor. But it's
Mhm.
not
It's not
that.
about that.
It's about just the principle of the whole situation. That's
Yes.
Yes.
Right, well, we have more to talk about on this break. After this break, we're going to talk about cases other than the Trayvon Martin case. We talk about black people, African Americans not making a stand, and the social media not enough for justice. After the break, make it drop.
All right, let's just hop right back into
Yes, we
it.
will. Hop, pump it up.
So let's talk about these 20 other cases that nobody's ever heard of besides
Trayvon Martin.
Relating back to the justice and just
Yeah,
us.
those of you who were in the building before.
So, looking into this subject, you know, the Trayvon Martin thing was so sensationalized at that time and so big. So I wanted to look because I know back where I'm from, a lot of brothers get killed every day and no one talks about it. So I wanted to know, I just wanted to look into this type of situation, you know, white men killing young black children unarmed. And I found 20 other cases of it that were never talked about. And this is all in between 2012 and 2013. So the fact that you only brought up one when there were so many more going on lets me know that I couldn't take what was going on seriously on the news and all this type of stuff, because it's like, if you're gonna talk about this, you should be able to talk about all that other stuff going
You
on.
know, this kind of makes me a little angry with the NAACP in a way, because it's like, I actually had the opportunity to do an internship for them, and it was crazy because a lot of people that would come to certain events with the NAACP, a lot of them would just say, you know, NAACP fell off, like you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you're not taking to the news like you're supposed to do. This is the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. If there is a problem within the community, and if there are 20 cases that haven't been discussed, this is when you come in.
Right.
And that's an issue.
That is.
And I feel like I don't.
Do y'all feel like black people not making a stand like for this? Like since you saying a lot of people didn't know about these cases, do you feel like it's our job to find out?
It doesn't have to be the black people that's in power to stand up and make a stand. It starts with you, and it starts with anybody.
It takes one person to say something, and then everybody else jumps on the bandwagon.
With us as a whole, no. We don't take a stand unless it's like, you know, unless we hear the BET Awards got canceled this year. I bet you we'll all have a petition to sign to get that fixed.
I defer.
Priorities.
But the moment it's like something where we have to come out of our comfort zone. You know, a lot of the stuff that has gone on in America, they have made us comfortable with being ignorant. And we're okay with that.
And we don't even know that we're ignorant.
That's the worst part about it. But no, it gets worse. There are people who know they're ignorant now, and they're okay with it.
Yeah.
The fact that we have Google that tells us everything we want to know, and we still don't know half of the things that we should know, is a problem.
Right.
At least our ancestors, they had no, you know, they had no way to get to that type of stuff.
Right.
We do, and we still don't take it. So it's just bad as a whole.
And what does it say? It says, okay, remember how it used to say, if you want to keep something from a black person, what do? You put it in the book.
Words. Yep.
And that's exactly what we're proving right now. Exactly what
They
we're
put
proving.
them on, and it's not even on books. We're on the internet every day. Every day we're on the internet. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, World Star, Media Takeout, and we, you know, I do this type of stuff too. I'm a fan of it, but at the same time, it's like, when do you say enough is enough? Let me learn something.
Right.
Let me, you know, let me not just learn about this party on Friday.
Right.
Well, that brings us
Straight into the next topic.
Yeah, perfect. That brings us right into social media. For example, the Trayvon Martin situation, when you're saying you feel like black people not making a big stand. Like I said, I think I defer on it. Like I feel like, what's his name? When the whole Trayvon Martin situation occurred, you know, in Philadelphia, New York, a lot of different cities, they had a lot of marches. And it wasn't 10, 15 people. It was 2,500 plus people with hoodies.
Which
you
is
know,
why it was so sensationalized. I would say people was moving.
and I feel like that was the biggest I ever seen. Like me living 22 years here on this earth, I never seen nothing like that before. You know.
There was also the March on Washington, and a lot of people don't know that that wasn't just a march for, you know, back in the day, civil rights, and people were just going around walking, trying to, you know, recapture what happened that day. This was more of the justice now, and that's something that people did not know either. That was a walk on gay rights. That was a walk on Trayvon Martin. That was a walk on everything that we feel strongly for. And